Hi there. Hi, Laurie. Hello, Michigan. Hello, Jen. How's everybody tonight? I'm going a little bit stir crazy. I've been snowed in for 3 days now. You're welcome. Don't say thank you until the end because I'm not too sure about this. Like I said online, I would never choose to do a Periscope on this because there's no set formula. It's kind of experimenting and playing a little bit, but we will see what happens. I'll wait a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. I hope it turns out okay, and I'm glad y'all are here. I'm right side up and obviously you can hear me. Well, let's hope the one that I'm doing tonight will turn out too. First, I wanted to mention about prepping the page. Some people prep, some people don't prep. And I haven't done a whole lot of watercolor. Thank you so much. I haven't been doing a whole lot of watercolor in my Bibles, but the ones that I've done, I've used a variety of things. On this page, I used this soft gel matte medium. And I kind of liked, I mean, it's a little bit wrinkled, but not too much. On this page, I didn't put anything. Someone said that if you wet the whole page, that it would dry altogether and it wouldn't wrinkle so much. You can see there are a few wrinkles here and there, but not a whole lot. So that page is with no prep. This page, I used a gesso. And I just used it in the border because I wasn't planning on painting over the words. And on this one, I used it over the whole page. And it's a little bit rough. Oops, sorry, I hadn't got it in the camera. I haven't got it. It's a little bit rough, like some people say. And I think I did use something like some kind of scrubby pad on it to make it a little bit smoother. But anyway, it's fine. Okay. Everybody wanted to see how to do roses, so I decided I'd put a little bird on the top part of the page just so it would be different from the other one. And I'll just tell you, basically, I did the bird before I did the branch. And you can see it's pretty much shaped like an egg. It goes in just a little bit here and really not too much on this side. And I just used gray, and then with just a wet brush, I softened it to make it spread out. The same thing over here. One thing about this look that's sort of impressionistic, you don't want hard edges. Yes, watercolors, I'm sorry. I always forget something. I'm just using the cheap watercolors, inexpensive watercolors, I should say, from Michaels. I may invest in some better ones, but right now, since I haven't done a whole lot of watercoloring in my Bible, no, I do not mind. And you can trace whatever I do. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm not trying to sell anything or anything. It's for you. I've said this in all my videos. I had so many people say I can't draw, and so my purpose in doing this is to be helpful. Okay, so anyway, egg shape basically. Then I put a little bit of red and yellow and smoothed it out. I did put a little bit of acrylic on the, thank you, God bless you too, on the stomach of the bird to make it a little bit whiter, because since these are cream pages. After that, I did the background in just the lightest blue on this. And excuse me, I put a little bit of green here and there so it would possibly look like leaves in the background that were, fuzzy. And then I did the branch. I wet my brush and went back over the branch so it wouldn't be too hard of an edge, because the whole thing I want it to be real soft. Okay, so now let's see what happens when I do flowers. I think my camera's tilted a little bit. I hope it'll be all right. Okay, I was going to do I would recommend practicing just on another piece of paper. I did these earlier just playing around, and I did this kind of peachy color, but I think I'm going to use mainly pinks tonight. I'm going to mix some of the hottest pink and red, and I am going to start in the center. I'm going to do just a dot for the center and then kind of a C on one side and a C on the other. And now I've just got my brush that I've wet and wiped it off a little bit, and I'm going to start softening these edges and bringing that color out. More paint. Just building around that. I don't want it to be as dark on the outside. I'll go back and add more intense color on the center part, but I don't want as much color on the outside as what I have in the inside. And then just with a wet brush. Now I'm going to leave some of the white showing. It is easy. Sometimes you have to play with it. It doesn't always turn out exactly right, but I mean, with beautiful pink colors, what's not to like? Okay, now I'm going to add a little yellow to it. And I'll blend that in some. It is, looks is the key word for it. Well, if you practice it, it is easy. Practice makes perfect. Oops, that's a little intense, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to leave that one for just a minute, and I'll come back to it, and I'll start a second one. I'm going to start it over here, and I'll do the same thing I did before. A dot. My brush is a little bit wet, so let me wipe it off a little bit. A dot, and then a couple of C's. And then I'm going to start softening. I didn't tell you the scripture I'm doing, Psalm 135:3. Praise the Lord, for the Lord is good. Sing to his name, for it is pleasant. And two things I love, singing praises and painting. Pull color out from C's. We got this. Good. Put a little yellow in there. I've got a friend that keeps trying to buy mine, and but I'm doing these for somebody, so I can't. I have two nieces that I love dearly, and one of them's getting married in July, and so this Bible is going to her, and my other Bible is going to my other niece. Okay, now I'm going to make a couple of little buds here and there. I've got some pencil lines on there, but I don't see my, oh well. I'm going to turn it another way. I don't like the way it is. Maybe one here. And once again, I'm going to kind of soften it. I'll add some more shading on these in a little bit. That one's kind of intense, so I'm going to That's a nice thing. When you do prep your pages, you can lift some of the colors off. Now on this one, I want some petals that are, you know, going out. And so I'm just going to, well, the brush is too dry. I'm going to do them like this, and you won't be able to see them at first much. So I might have to let that dry a minute before I finish that. Now I'm going to go back in and add some more darks in here. I'm using the same colors. I'm mixing a little pink with red. And then I'll look at it to see if I can see. I publish my, I don't even know what catch is. Y'all, I'm 67. I'm too old to be starting all this technology stuff. But I do put them on YouTube. So my YouTube channel is just under my name, Susan Gazinski. So they are there. Okay, so what I do now is I look to see if anything looks like it might be a petal. And then I might, this could be a petal. And so I'll, you know, might bring that out a little bit. And same over here. This looks like it could be one out this way. And I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know what catch is. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge with this because I don't want it to, I want this edge to be soft. And I'm going to go back and soften these some more. Oh, okay. No, mine just lasts for 24 hours. Okay, now I'm going to wet my brush again and go back in and soften these. Just with a wet brush. You don't want any hard edges. Thank you. Yes, my YouTube channel is Susan Gazinski. These are just the inexpensive Michaels watercolors. I don't remember how much they were, but cheap. I might try some of those fancy ones on paper. I can't remember what the name of them are. When I first started Bible journaling, $4.99. Okay, that's pretty cheap. When I first started doing this, I went crazy buying everything that everybody said they used, and that was a mistake because I mostly use, now I'm lifting these outside petals some. I don't use what other people, I mostly use Prismacolor pencils. What does the yellow do? I just add some interest to it, just a little bit of a different, you know, just add some more colors. Now, this flower is, do they look like flowers, y'all? Being right on top of them, it's, yeah, Prisma. And the pan pastels that I've done 2 or 3, is this wet on wet or wet on dry? I started wet with the dot and the, I started with just, no, I did not wet the page. The page was dry. I did the dot and the C's, and then I just used a wet brush and softened it and just gradually brought it out. So you haven't watercolored before Bible journaling? Yes, I have in the past, way long time ago. I don't have art training, but I'm the kind of person, I tell people I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none because I love learning new things. And so, yes, kindergarten teacher, that's me. Love my babies. And I still teach little ones. I teach 4, 5, and 6-year-olds in Sunday school. I prepped my, y'all need to go back and watch this. I prepped my page with this soft matte medium. I've only done that twice, but it's the last time I did it, it seemed to work okay. So, oops, I just got a big old water drip. I'm not mad. I hope I didn't sound like I was being crabby. Well, a lot of the people recommend that Dinah Wakely or something like that, but I'm snowed in, and so I was going to do this, and I didn't have anything like that. So, all right, now I'm going to do some blue around the outside before I do the leaves. The only thing I've noticed with the matte medium, and whoever just said that that's what they always use, when I was playing this afternoon, I noticed that the paint's kind of, oops, I forgot to put my plastic sheet under here. I noticed that the colors kind of beaded up in one area. Now, the first time I did this, I painted the leaves and then I did the background, but it just, I kind of want to do this fast, so I think it's faster to do it like this than it is to do the leaves first. How can you tell I'm from the South? You're just an amazing guesser. I live in the mountains, though. I'm from North Carolina, in the mountains, and I live at the top of the mountain, and we don't have that much snow, but our guy that plows our neighborhood had a death in his family, so he didn't come out to plow, and everything turned into ice, and so that's why I'm stuck. My husband's out of town, so just an excuse to play in my Bible all the time. Okay, now I'm going to, on top, oh good. I'm good at pleasing kids, so I play guitar a little bit, and somebody asked me about playing, and I said I only play for 5-year-olds. So, all right, I'm going to put a few little dibble dabbles of of green in the background, so it'll kind of blend in and look like some leaves in the distance or whatever. Soften that a little bit. Dibble dabble, yeah. Did I say that? You never know what's going to come out of this mouth. Okay, I'm going to put, I'm mixing a little bit of blue with the red and pink to make a little darker color and make a little bit of shading at the top of these little things, these little buds. I didn't even know I'd said that. Okay. Now we can go in and add some leaves. I want to cover up the words, so I'm going. And you see when I'm doing the leaves, I am kind of defining I think I've got too much paint on that. I'm defining the shape of the petals just a little bit, even though I don't want them, you know, like I said, I don't want really hard edges, but sometimes I'll do a little doodad or something like that. Yes. I'm not one of the cover up your words people. I do sometimes put a little bit on top of the words, but okay, I don't like that. I got a big blob over there, so I'll just, maybe I should lift some of that off. Don't know if I can pull this off. Yes, you can. Like I said, practice on another piece of paper and just watch the video again. It's really not that hard. And like I said, I've had them that I don't love before, and just, you know, keep practicing and you'll get it. Good. I want to see some pictures. Laurie Billman is the only one that shows me. Well, that's not true. I had somebody else to show me. Oh, Lord. I don't know. This is it's this brush. It doesn't have a special name. And it's not magic. It's just a plain old brush. I kind of lost that petal in there, and I think I smeared this with my hand. Okay, I'm going to go back and add some little darks in my leaves. I'm mixing brown with the green to make a darker green. It's these bristles. Yeah, it's like that song, the Master's Hand, the story about the violin. I can't repeat it, but it's a cool story. But I don't claim to be a master. Okay, let's see what this is over here. A little kind of mess. All right, girls, what do you think? Well, he has given me some gifts, and I'm not complaining about that. Sometimes if you want some light, you can go back in and just with a damp brush and see how you can just lift some highlights out. So if there's an area that you get too much, don't count it as lost. You can... Y'all are so funny. You're helping me get over my cabin fever. Okay, I think that's a done deal. And it doesn't look like I've saved any room for any kind of writing on here, so I might just underline my script. Okay, any questions? Yes, I think this will be the 6th one that I put on there. I did lilies, I did jewels and chains, I did like a sunset landscape. I can't remember. I didn't do too much dibble-dabbling on those though, I don't think. But if you just go to hearts, Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Laurie knows better. She's done everything that I've done a video on. She's game to try things, and I love that. Okay, y'all go dibble dabble and have a good night. Let me know if you want something else, and I'll see what I can do. The more the merrier. I love family and I love friends, so good night. You're welcome.